Hello everyone, welcome to Dividends, the program for and about your College of Business. And joining me today is the boss, Dean Sharon Oswald with the College of Business. And everybody this week is breathing a collective sigh of relief because the party is over.
The party is definitely over.
We've been celebrating the 100th anniversary of the College of Business, and if you could just recap some of the activities that have been going on the last, several months.
Well, actually, I think you've talked a lot about it. We had the golf tournament in September.
Who won the golf tournament?
I don't remember the name of the person who won the golf tournament, Mr. Rupp. He won the golf tournament.
We did.
We had the golf tournament in September. Yeah. We had, in October, Ken Robinson was our alumni fellow, and he represented the word leadership. And what a great career that man has had with Procter & Gamble, 37 and a half years, I believe.
Very impressive, sure.
And then this month has just been a whirlwind for us. Oh, I did forget one, October 15th. We actually celebrated the actual birthday of the College of Business. We had a big birthday cake for the faculty, students, anyone who came by the McCool Hall that day.
It really has brought a lot of folks together, both folks who are involved in the College of Business now and a lot of our alums from around the area. And then we also had an event for faculty and family at the Gridiron Club at the stadium where we unveiled the video.
Right. On Thursday night, last Thursday night, we had a great event at the Gridiron. And we had a lot of our former faculty members there, which was great. It's always great to see them. And you know, during the year we had people nominate people for the 100 and 100. We also had some people nominated that were faculty, some who had graduated from Mississippi State and some who had not. So we decided to call them notable faculty, and so in our Dividends magazine that comes out, we'll have a section on the notable faculty. But several of them were there the other night, and that was a lot of fun.
And we premiered the College of Business 100th anniversary video, and we'd like to share it with the folks now so they can see and they might remember some blasts from the past. So let's take a look at that.
Okay.
That is a very powerful video.
It is a powerful video.
And I know that you want to acknowledge some of the folks who have helped with this big 100th anniversary. So here's your chance to go ahead, name names.
First of all, I do want to thank the MSU TV Center for actually producing this video for us. and a shorter version, which is a 60-second video, which we played at the football game on Saturday. The three people, though, that have really done an amazing job on this: Emily Daniels, our marketing coordinator; Dr. Melissa Moore, who was the chair of the Centennial Committee, but she's also a Centennial Fellow; and Catherine Williams, who is my boss in the dean's office. The three of them actually put on every single event that we had this year, and they did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, they were all first class, and of course all that led up to the big gala Friday night.
Right, the big gala Friday night. It was at the Mill. We had about 500 people there. We had hoped to get 250. We had 500 people there. We had a silent auction. We had just a wonderful meal. We did a toast to the future of the College of Business. And as everyone knows, Steve Harvey was our guest speaker. But for me, one of the highlights of the whole event was we had 43 of our 100 and 100 that came back for that, which was just a wonderful thing to see all of them there. And I do know that several of them got to visit with people they hadn't seen in years.
It was a special evening, and you touched upon our keynote speaker. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will hear from Steve Harvey himself in just a moment. Stay with us.
So you have an idea. It's exciting, it's original, it's genius, and you think it could be the next big thing. But how do you turn this idea into reality? At the Entrepreneurship Center, we will guide you through every step of the entrepreneurial process and help along the way, from developing and enhancing your idea to building your product and bringing it to market. Our programs will help refine your idea and connect you with other creative individuals. You can collaborate with students and discover their brilliant ideas, learn from expert faculty and accomplished business leaders, and even receive money to expand your venture and start your own company. Whether your idea is a revolutionary product, app, or service, we can help. The Entrepreneurship Center at Mississippi State University. From invention to innovation, it starts here.
There are a number of student activities that students can get involved with, but few of them know that they can start a company while they're in school. We want students to consider that when they come to school here, they have 4 years to create themselves a job, create a new venture, and that's really what the center's here to provide. We're here to provide the resources, connections, and programs that can help them start a company. The background of our students is extremely diverse. All across campus, students are getting involved, forming these companies, and people, all sorts of different backgrounds, coming together to create these startups that are just doing amazing things. Regardless of where you're at in the entire startup process, whether you're coming in with a fresh idea, already have an established company, or just are trying to get interested in entrepreneurship, we want to put students in a position where they feel encouraged and supported to pursue their passions so they can make an impact no matter what field or industry they go into.
Welcome back, everyone. We're talking about our 100th anniversary celebration, which culminated in a gala with Steve Harvey, comedian Steve Harvey. And I think some folks are wondering, boy, that's a great get, but why Steve Harvey? How'd you end up getting him?
Actually, we didn't end up getting him. It was George Bryan who did. George is a friend of Steve Harvey's, and George suggested him, and George was the reason we have him.
Well, and he may not seem like an obvious choice at first because he's a comedian, but his personal story is really a good one, and he has become mega successful. But folks didn't know that he had a disability as a young kid, which you would have thought would have prevented him from reaching the heights he has. So we have a clip of part of Mr. Harvey's talk for our big gala. Let's take a look at that.
So when I heard that information, that imagination is everything, it's the preview to life's coming attraction, it changed me. Because now it offered me something I could do, because I could imagine. See, imagination It's the second half of that scripture. That's what I learned. See, imagination is the evidence of things not seen. See, your imagination, that's evidence. So when it pops in your head, you got to start dealing with it. Because how do you think imagination gets up here? You ever thought about this for a minute? See, just trip on this with me, because this, I think, a little bit twisted, you know. I think because my comedians' minds operate always on the left half, and that's a little bit different half right there. So how do you think your imagination got there? Because a lot of people think imagination is hocus pocus. It's some unreal thing. But let me tell you something. Do you realize that it is impossible for you to think an impossible thought? That is impossible. You ain't that smart. You can't think an impossible thought. So when you have these thoughts in your imagination, that's God, man. And that's God showing you a preview of a coming attraction that he has for you. See, I'm in this position today really because my mama was a praying person. I really know that. I'm also here because of faith and a whole lot of grace. And if you know something about God, you understand grace, you dig? So I'm really here because of that. But I'm also here because of my imagination. Because see, when I was 10 years old, a teacher asked me to write on a piece of paper what I wanted to be when I grow up. So I wrote on the paper, I want to be on TV. 10-year-old boy from Welch, West Virginia, living in the hood in Cleveland, Ohio, with a severe stuttering problem. I could not talk outside of my house. So she had everybody stand and she read everybody's paper off. When she got to mine, she saved me for last. She had me come to the front of the class. Now I'm thinking, this is it. Finally, I'm gonna get a gold star. I ain't never had a gold star before. This is my gold star moment. I walked up to the front of the class. She said, why did you write this on your paper? And I was getting ready to stutter, but I pulled it together. I said, because that was our assignment for today. She said, but why did you write that on your paper? And I'm saying to myself, well, I just told this lady, and it took everything I had to get this out because I stutter, so I can't repeat it. I done worked it up. And she said, do you know anybody on TV? And I shook my head, no, ma'am. She said, anybody in your family ever been on TV? No, ma'am. Now, I can tell by the tone of her voice, this is not the gold star I thought it was going to be. This dream-killing woman is destroying me. And that's what she did. She humiliated me in front of the class. She said, how could you write something like that on the paper? And listen to how you talk. How you going to ever be on TV? You take this paper home and you write something more believable on it. So every Christmas, I send her a flat screen TV.
That was an entertaining and informative message from Mr. Harvey.
It sure was.
And we were lucky to get him, good to have him. And now, what's ahead for the next, preview the next 100 years for us, if you will.
I can't really do that, except the big thing for the next year is the opening of the Entrepreneurship Center, which will be sometime during the spring semester.
Yes, we've been talking with folks here at the Television Center, and it looks like we might actually be able to tape a program there so folks can see firsthand how neat that is. And as we've mentioned before, we've got 70-some kids have started their own business, and they're making money, creating jobs, and this is what the College of Business should be involved in.
That's right, and they're taking the outside walls down next Wednesday, so people will have the first time they'll be able to see in to see what the East Center will look like.
All right, we are looking forward to that. In the meantime, we want to thank you all for joining us, and we will see you again next time on Dividend.